we learnt introduction on completing the squares method. Now here we will see the sums based on it, and once you see the sums you will understand the introduction also, right? Now solve the following quadratic equations by completing the squares method. The question is this: z square plus 6z minus 8 is equal to 0. If you remember, this same example we had considered in the introduction, so we are using the same. Z square plus 6z minus 8 is equal to 0, right? So first step, we will copy the question. Completing the squares method we have to use, right? And we see that the equation is not factorizable, right? And completing the squares method, any sum, there are 6 steps to be followed. Step number 1, the first step, coefficient of the square term should be 1. So what is the coefficient of square term here? Z square ka coefficient, what is the coefficient of z square? 1, right? If it is not 1, the first step is you have to make it 1, right? Then second step, it is 1 here, so let us go to the second step. Second step, constant term should be sent on the RHS. What is the constant term here? This 8, it has to be sent to the RHS. So what you get is z square plus 6z is equals to 8. So the left side we are left only with 2 terms. We have to add the third term, and the third term we learned what is the value of the third term using the formula, and the formula we studied in the previous module, right? So we'll call this as equation number 1. Finding the third term is the third step, and third term is given by the formula half into coefficient of z the whole square, right? Which is nothing but half into coefficient of z. What is the coefficient of z? 6 the whole square. Now 2 1s are 2 3s are 6. So 3 square you get, 3 square is nothing but 9. Now fourth step, what is the fourth step? Add this third term on both the sides. So let us add third term to both the sides. So what we get, adding 9 on both the sides, we get z square plus 6z plus 9 is equals to 8 plus 9. 9 we added on both the sides. The moment you add this third term, the left side becomes a complete square. And how will you express it like a complete square? It's very simple. Express the LHS in the square form. Okay, to express LHS in the square form, take the square root of the first term. What is square root of z square? Z. Take the square root of the last term or third term. What is the square root of third term? 9, 3. And the sign of the middle term. What is the sign of the middle term? Plus. Put the sign of the middle term, the whole square. Make it the whole square is equals to 8 plus 9 gives you 17. Right? Now, take the square root and write the solution. Now we want to find z. Solve means we want to get the value of z, and z is inside the square. To bring it out, what we will do, take square roots on both sides. So when we take square roots on both the sides, what we get is z plus 3 is equal to plus or minus root of 17. So what we get, send this 3 to the right side, and whatever goes from the left to the right, it will be written first. So what we get is z is equals to plus 3 goes to the right as minus 3 plus or minus root 17. One value of z will be with plus sign, other value of z will be with minus sign. So what we get, z is equals to minus 3 plus root 17, or z is equals to minus 3 minus root 17. Then we write the final answer. The roots of the given quadratic equation are minus 3 plus root 17 and minus 3 minus root 17, right? Then let us take up the next one. The next question is this: x into x minus 1 is equals to 1, right? Now this equation x into x minus 1 is equal to 1. The first step, let us open the brackets. So we get x square minus x is equals to 1. Now the steps for completing the squares. The first step, the coefficient of the square term should be 1. Square term means x square. Coefficient of x square should be 1. Is it 1? Yes, nothing is there means it is 1. So first step is ready-made, done for us. Second step, send the constant term to the RHS. The constant term is 1 here and it is in the RHS. So second step, constant term is on the RHS. So second step is also done for us, right? So we have to start from the third step, right? So we'll call this as equation number 1. Find the third term. What is the third term? Third term is given by the formula. What is the formula? Half into coefficient of x the whole square, right? Which is equal to half into, what is coefficient of x? The number which is there with that x, which is minus 1. So half into minus 1 the whole square, right? So what we get, minus 1 by 2 the whole square, and minus if you square it becomes plus. So what you get, it is 1 by 4. So add this third term on both the sides of this equation 1. So what you get, adding 1 by 4 on both the sides of 1, we get x square minus x is equal to 1. Is that equation number 1? Let us add 1 by 4 on both the sides. If you add 1 by 4 on both the sides, what you get is x square minus x plus 1 by 4 is equals to 1 plus 1 by 4. Right? Now, express the LHS in the square form. How will you express the LHS in the square form? In the last time we saw, taking square root of the first term. So, to express LHS in the square form, take square root of the first term, x square square root. What is that? X. Take square root of the third term, 1 by 4 square root. What is that? 1 by 2. And the sign of the middle term. Take middle term sign. What is that? Minus. And make it the whole square. X minus 1 by 2 the whole square is equal to, right side you know how to add, cross multiply 4 plus 1, which is equal to 5 upon 4. The last step is take square roots and write the solution. Why to take square roots? Because we need to find the value of x, and x is inside the square. To bring it out, we need to take square roots on both sides. So when you take square roots on both sides, what you get is x minus 1 upon 2 is equal to plus or minus root 5 upon root 4. Root 4 is nothing but 2. Then minus 1 upon 2 goes to the right side. So what you get is x is equals to 1 by 2 plus or minus root 5 upon 2. Now denominators are same. We can combine the denominators and write x is equals to 1 plus or minus root 5 the whole upon 2. One value of x will be with plus sign, other value of x will be with minus sign. So what we get is x is equals to 1 plus root 5 upon 2, or x is equals to 1 minus root 5 upon 2. Then we write the final answer. The roots of the given quadratic equation are 1 plus root 5 upon 2 and 1 minus root 5 upon 2. Right? Thank you.